Studio 9, a very good morning to you if you've just joined us once again. Now, it's the second day of sentencing procedures of Paralympian Oscar Pistorius on a charge of culpable homicide. State prosecutor Gerrie Nel will continue to cross-examine Pistorius' manager, Petrus van Zyl. He told the High Court in Pretoria about Pistorius' involvement with various charities and that the athlete was planning to retire in 2017. He said Pistorius lost all his endorsements after the shooting. Now, for the latest, let's cross to our reporter, Chriselda Lewis, who as always is outside the North Gauteng High Court. Good morning to you, Chriselda. How are you today?
Very good morning to you, Eben. Very well, thank you.
Chriselda, before we start on the merits of what went on inside the courtroom, I read this morning that security's been beefed up quite a bit outside the, well, at the entrance and around the High Court. Do you have any idea why that is? Has there been a threat maybe against Oscar Pistorius?
Well, what we're hearing at this stage, police are not willing to confirm nor deny why security has been beefed up here at the North Gauteng High Court, but certainly this morning we saw some sniffer dogs and some scanners that have been put just at the entrance of the courtroom. But there's a lot of speculation at this stage, and no one is willing to confirm whether Oscar Pistorius is indeed receiving threats. So we don't have any assistance from the police at this stage about why security has been beefed up. Yep.
And just tell us then, what's the expectation today inside of the court?
Well, the news that I've just heard right now is that one of the witnesses that the state plans to call in this matter is the mother of Oscar Pistorius' ex-girlfriend, Samantha Taylor. You would recall that Samantha Taylor was one of the witnesses in this matter and basically painted a picture of Oscar Pistorius as somebody who was violent, who did not handle a gun very well. So it's just been confirmed to SABC News that Samantha Taylor's mother will take the stand for the state. It's supposed that she will be one of the first witnesses that the state plans to call. You would know that the defense will call its last witness this morning, a probation officer, who will basically give details about an implementation plan should this court allow for Oscar Pistorius to serve his sentence under house arrest.
Oscar was very much painted yesterday as a very charitable and broken young man. Just give us your views or the things that stood out for you after yesterday's procedure.
Well, certainly what it looks like the defense is trying to do in this matter at this stage, Eben, is that they're really trying to undo some of the reputational damage that may have been done to Oscar Pistorius' character throughout this trial, and that we've heard that Oscar Pistorius is trigger happy, that Oscar Pistorius does not care about anybody other than himself. So the defense is really trying to show Judge Thokozile Masipa at this stage that Oscar Pistorius has suffered just as much as anybody else. You must remember, they've always maintained that he thought that there was somebody else behind that door on that Valentine's Day morning. So basically, he's a psychiatrist, not psychiatrist rather, but the lady who had basically, the therapist in this matter, had actually said that when she'd seen Oscar Pistorius several times, Oscar Pistorius would, through the many sessions, not be able to go through those sessions because he was so emotional. He showed remorse, he was sorry for what he did, and basically trying to paint a picture of someone who was remorseful for what happened. He's remorseful for shooting and killing Reeva Stenkamp. So certainly there has been quite a lot of reaction on social networking sites and also here on the streets of Pretoria, people that we have spoken to. Gerrie Nel we saw yesterday trying to rubbish those claims by basically saying that the people who have actually lost here are the Stenkamp family. You would recall also in the cross-examination of Joel Maringa, who is the correctional services official, when Joel Maringa had basically said that Oscar Pistorius can be rehabilitated outside of the prison walls. We saw, Gerrie Nel really becoming very irritated by insinuating that the Stenkamps were the only ones who truly lost in this matter because their daughter is no more. You would recall he asked Joel Maringa, he said, did you take into account the feelings of the Stenkamp family before making these recommendations? recommendation. So certainly we're in for another showdown inside the court today as the cross-examination of Oscar Pistorius' longtime agent Petrus van Zyl gets underway.
Finally, Chriselda, I wanted to ask you, talk about trauma and the loss that the Stenkamp family have suffered. Is there any chance of the Stenkamp family or members of the Stenkamp family taking to the stand for the prosecution?
What I can certainly tell you, Eben, is that the Stenkamps are definitely not going to take the stand. What we understand is that there's going to be a victim impact report which will be read out in court, which will detail the psychological and also financial impact that this has had on the Stenkamps and their friends. But also for the state, where I think the state is coming in on this matter with the testimony, which I can confirm that Samantha Taylor's mother will take the stand. What is likely to happen in this matter, you would remember that Samantha Taylor did date Oscar Pistorius, so she might even give an account of how her daughter was treated by Oscar Pistorius, what the relationship between Samantha Taylor and Oscar Pistorius was like. This now, of course, Samantha Taylor's mother giving those details. So, of course, it would be very difficult for the Stenkamps. It was highly unlikely for them to take the stand. But, of course, if they bring in one of the friends, one of the family members, or even one of the ex-girlfriend's mothers, which is what will happen in this case, certainly it will be a last-ditch effort to show Judge Thokozile Masipa to undo, basically, what those defense witnesses said yesterday when they painted a rosy picture of Oscar Pistorius' reputation. Today, that's expected to be undone by Gerrie Nel to say that there is a history of violent behavior here by Oscar Pistorius, even though he is a first-time offender. As Joel Maringa had pointed out, you would remember there were incidents such as the nightclub brawl, which they would want to highlight as well, to say that Oscar Pistorius, his reputation, he does not know how to conduct himself in a proper manner. So certainly the direction which the state is going to take this morning.
Yes, and that will point to lots of other scenarios around remorse and the like. But thank you, Chriselda Lewis, giving us a little update. Should be an absolutely another riveting day inside the North Gauteng High Court.